good, everybody? What's going on, man? It's Stephen Qualls II, aka Mr. Qualified. It's your boy. And we are back for not another episode of Qualified TV, but this is the second installment of the Evolution of Dreams series. So, this is a follow-up interview series where I interview guests that have been on the platform before and catch up with them in their journey and what they're doing now. Extremely excited to get this follow-up interview, man. Lucky enough to have been following his career since the beginning, pretty much. And just glad to get this interview going, man. So remind the people of who you are, and then we'll hop right into it, bro.
Oh, shit. My boy, first
My boy.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. Always.
What's up, y'all? Jay Wood.
That literally happened at the beginning of the first one. You was like anything else? Jay Wood, rap artist.
Like a fun fact.
We can do a fun fact.
I'm left-handed.
I knew this.
I'm left-handed. Yeah. But it's crazy. I'm like fake ambidextrous, but I'm fake not at the same time.
How does that work?
Because it's like, if you really ambidextrous, you could choose. You could be like, I'm gonna shoot right hand. No, I just got certain shit that I can only do left, and certain shit I can only do right.
So what do you write?
I write with my left, I shoot pool with my left, and I hoop with my left.
Okay.
But I throw the football with my right. I swing right. I golf right.
Okay.
I kick with my right leg, but I jump off my left leg.
That is okay. I get the
That's I'm divergent.
Right.
If you will.
Nah, but man, yeah, we'll really just pick up where we left off. So the last interview, you had just recently dropped the Trackstar EP.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. No, like 4 years ago, bro. Damn near 5, low key. Since we did that. But what was the first thing, like after Trackstar? Like, first and foremost, by the time we talked, it had only been out for maybe a month or two.
Yeah,
like it was
fresh.
Yeah, it was still fresh. So I would say, what was that first year after Trackstar like? Because that was like, Trackstar was, would you consider that at this point to be your true like introduction, or was it like a bigger step into the industry, if you would?
For sure. I mean, in a way, I feel like every project is. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like at first I used to have this expectation where like, all right, I'm gonna have this project, and this project gonna get us in this, da. But I feel like it's been more of like a marathon for me. Like, every project gets me into a new room that I wasn't in before. You know, and that's kind of how I measure the success of it. Did I answer the question?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, no. And
what was it like when I dropped it?
Yeah, so like, and really like that first year, I would say, like after dropping it, like what did you notice any major differences? Did you feel any major differences within yourself within that first year dropping that project?
Well, that was the first time I felt like people was listening to my music that I didn't know.
Okay.
Like, I might have got like DMs from people like, yo, from Sydney, Australia, like da. And I was like, Australia, like I only got a passport. So like, I think that was my first time like, okay, like we're making a larger impact.
Okay.
But it was still the pandemic, bro. It really wasn't that. It was like drop music, drop a video, and kind of like, I didn't have a listening party. Like, people weren't meeting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think maybe I dropped the EP like 6 months, 7 months after that, Quality Time. And the EP or the listening party was on Clubhouse.
Dang.
Like, that just kind of, like, it really wasn't, like, I wasn't throwing the show. Like, it really wasn't shit you could do for real, but to make more music, so.
Yeah, no, that's real. Now that you mention it, the pandemic really ain't end till, I don't know, maybe the end of 21.
I would say, like, for sure, end of 21.
For sure. Like, that's when I feel like people was, like, comfortably, like, back outside and, like,
That's when niggas was at airports with no
masks.
Yeah. When niggas at airports with no masks, it's like, niggas stop caring, for real.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, so then you dropped Quality Time, but yeah, you really didn't release another full length EP until 23, right? That was So what was that? Was there a reason that there was that much time? Like after Quality Time, was it more so you trying to figure out what that next direction was going to be? Was it stepping away from music for whatever reason, and not like fully stepping away, but like stepping away from like the project making aspect, or what was kind of going on in that time frame in between those two projects?
Great question. Well, for one, I get bored easily, so I was just trying to switch up the rhythm. Like, I was like, oh, I don't gotta drop 5 EPs like every single. Like, I was like, let's do some singles for a little bit. Let's just see what that's like. But it also was because I was trying to like. I was like, I'm ready for a new direction. I feel like there needs to be a new, tone to the music. I really was taking things more serious. I was like, I need to dial it in even more.
Okay.
So a lot of the music I dropped in between Quality Time and Nowhere Fast was just like loose seeds of me trying to figure that out, or also me like starting to figure it out and like build the story. Because I got really more heavily into storytelling when we crept up on that era.
Okay. Was there anything that specifically kind of triggered that like dive into storytelling for you, or was that? Do you feel like that was just like a natural progression of your artistry?
Definitely a natural progression. I also have noticed in myself that if I make something serious, I want to make something really fun. And after I make something fun, I want to make something serious. So
Gotcha.
it's just duality of men,
course.
you know.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So then we get to Nowhere Fast. I mean, honestly, before we even like jump to the projects, you are doing a lot of different things like in between all this. So if it's not the Lucy's, it's the visuals, it's the different like I can't even call them like side quests because they all are still related to you and your artistry, but you just are doing so many different things that I think are still catching people's attention. What kind of went into, let me go over here and kind of do this. It may not be music or it may not be just this single, but what kind of went into all the things you were doing in the background of the music you were creating, like leading up to that project?
Man, I feel like some of the things was just like because my music got me in new rooms, I just got new opportunities.
That's
and
right.
it was kind of like, oh, I didn't think about doing that. Okay, yeah, let's see what's to that. You know what I'm saying? That's probably like most like with the modeling. Like I wasn't trying to be a model, kind of just happened.
Right.
I was like, shit, cool. I was like, I ain't complaining.
Yeah,
but I guess as far as like the visuals and just kind of being more of like the all around artistry versus just like making songs.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, I got way more. Like I was just very dead ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if I can attribute it to like one moment or thought. I know what it was. I had 6 rooms, and then I realized like sometimes when you're like under the influence, especially like with shrooms, you kind of unlock new things in your psyche.
For sure.
But essentially, and I'm not trying to promote shrooms. I only did shit one time. I was like, I'm good. But essentially, I was scared to throw up eating the shrooms.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, what is fear?
Okay.
So then I just like was flashing through like my life of like anytime I was like scared of something. And I'm like, bro, fear, like, what are you scared of?
Yeah.
I had to ask I reflected like, imagine if I wasn't scared. Like ever. And I was like, bro, I would be that nigga. So I was just like, yo, that kind of was my ethos moving forward was just like, I'm just gonna do shit like I'm not scared. Even if I am scared, I'm gonna act like I'm not.
Yeah. No, that's hella real. And that fear point, so I don't know if you had a chance to listen to it, but I recently finished listening to that like audio series, like that podcast series that Cole was doing with his manager.
We listened to it on tour for sure.
For sure. And so but if anybody like knows Cole's career, he's been very transparent about what fear did to him, especially like early on in his career. And I just think that concept is so interesting because he talked about having to confront it internally, like what exactly like do I fear? Like what is this feeling? And whether it's the judgment of fans, whether it's the expectations you put on yourself, like fear can truly be crippling. Once you kind of have this experience where you kind of confronted that fear, what exactly do you feel like you unlocked? Or would you be able to pinpoint or specifically say what it was? Or was it just more so like the floodgates completely open, like there was just no fear whatsoever, so now everything's on the table, everything's an option?
I'll put it like this. I feel like at a very young age, I knew I was special.
Okay.
Like I ain't know what it was. I just knew, like, nah, I'm different. Like, it's different here. But I think, especially in them younger teen years, if someone else didn't see me that way, it like, I struggled with that.
Yeah.
I would be like, why can't this person see that I have the potential to do this, or like I'm going to be okay even if I'm not okay right now. And it's just because like, bro, them niggas don't know you.
Real.
Like, I don't know that nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Especially like being from Chicago, it's like, bro, I don't know them niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? So when I confronted the fear, it was like the need for that wasn't there. Like,
that's real.
It didn't matter if someone didn't see me as that. I knew. I was like, no, not even that I'm going to be that, I am that. So I just moved like I was that.
Yeah.
And then in me moving like I was that, I achieved or did really cool things that maybe they didn't think I could. And then they would be like, oh, respect. So then it's like, once you do that, it's just a domino effect.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my rule number 2 to this. Just like, do cool shit, don't do whack shit. You can be all right. You know what I'm saying?
What's rule number 1?
Do it right the first time.
Eesh.
I got a whole 10 rap commandment book.
We need that.
Yeah.
We need that. You want to, can people get the book, or you just want to spit the 10?
I ain't produced it yet. I mean,
I got you.
I'll give you the first. If you got the first 2.
Got the first 2.
Do it right the first time, and then do cool shit, don't do whack shit.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. So as we're approaching Nowhere Fast, how much of this experience, like how much is that embedded in the theme and your process of creating that project?
Bro, great question. This nigga's crazy. Great question. That was the theme. Like, all right. So back to the shroom trip.
Yeah.
I played football, bro. So it was like, and I was a strong safety. So this means I'm tackling the other team's most talented player. Every time that nigga's going to the league. Like, it's always some nigga shifty as hell, running 4-2, and then everybody want me to tackle him. Crazy work. If you miss this tackle, not only is it embarrassing in the moment where like, oh, maybe the fans are like, whatever. Film room the next day would be fucking, you know. Right. What's that TikToker, bro? Like, moment too big, piss down your leg. Like, that is life. That is life. Like, if you miss this tackle, coach is gonna put it on the screen and then hit forward, rewind, forward, rewind, forward, rewind. Who's number 8? We all know who number 8 is. It's me, obviously. But it's just like, that was kind of the fear of it, right?
Right.
So, some advice that he gave me was like, he was just like, you're thinking too much. Like, I don't care if you on the field and you hit the wrong nigga. Like, just hit him 100%. Like, just knock his helmet off. And I was like, damn, I ain't bad. And that kind of like, you know, allowed me to like play more freely because I wasn't in my head or like scared of mistakes or failure.
Right.
So that really is Nowhere Fast. Like, you don't gotta have shit figured out. You don't gotta like have this perfect plan, but like, just get there. Like, just do it. So it's like we was going nowhere fast. Like, that really was the concept I was building.
For sure. No, that's actually that's dope as hell. And I feel like the way visually that project was marketed, I feel like even as somebody who knows your talent, I feel like that would, like, if I didn't know you, it definitely would have piqued my interest. Like,
oh, I turned some hits.
I'm saying. So I'm saying, like, so what went into the visuals? Like, did the team come on at that point? Was that solely you? Like, I got this song and I know I want to do this visual for this song specifically, or I know I want to make this. I want to make this thing a production, and this is gonna kind of lead the push of this project.
Great question, bro. Initially, it was a short film.
Okay.
I wrote a script and everything, but I create with no bounds. But in real life, I got a couple bounds, like bread. So I was like, I probably can't throw a parade right now. Let me back pocket that. And that kind of turned into the marching band shit. Okay. So it's really just taking me, like, it's really me taking my grandest ideas and, like, how can I actually make this happen with what I have right now? Yeah. But even in that, the film was kind of like, I was trying to, like, build a world. Like,
yes.
A lot of my shit exists around, like, some type of overlying umbrella thing. And mine was just, like, school. Like, I'm heavily inspired by Kanye, so it's like, think about like college dropout, right? Late registration, right? I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna do late to class. I'm gonna do summer school. Like, I had all this shit kind of planned out. I'm like, okay, cool. We gonna shoot the cover art at the football field. Oh, that shit gonna be raw because that's the whole story. So kind of like, once you really find like what you trying to say, the world kind of built itself. It wasn't even much. I was just like thinking heavily about it. Shit kind of was just coming to me. But also, when I work with my collaborators, photographers, videographers, feature artists, whatever, like, I never just book a photo shoot.
That's right.
Like, I'll text Ambrosita and I'll send like a treatment. Like, I'll have references and like, this is the vibe I'm going for. These are the color palette. This is the color palette I'm in. This is the da-da-da-da-da. And then that makes their job like way easier. And it's gonna make the product raw because we both know what we're trying to do. It's like, let's just go take some pictures that look cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's really how I approach that to this day how I approach my shit. Like I always got a color palette, references, links. Yeah.
And you need that. And I'm glad you brought that up because you bring up a really good point for all creatives. Vision. Talk about how important it is not only for you to have your vision and be confident in it, but also kind of have that confidence to share a vision and lay it out in the hopes that somebody is invested enough and cares enough to like help you bring that vision to life. Because I feel like, at least something that I've found difficult as a creator sometimes, it's like, sometimes I feel like you're the only one, like no matter how you lay it out, you're like the only one that really gets like how you want this to look. And like, I feel
It's your vision.
right. And I feel like I've dealt with like a lack of investment more so.
Yeah.
But if you have people or collaborators that are invested, like still to the point of that like vision, just speak from your perspective, how you came to be confident in your visions, even as they like continuously come. Like, just what has that process been like?
I'm gonna speak with a bit of like a tone here.
Okay.
So take it with a grain of salt.
For sure.
I do this shit myself.
For sure.
I have a degree. I know how to edit. I know how to. Technically, I can't do everything myself, but it's just like I can be somewhat self-sufficient. So it's just like, okay, that's rule number 4. Rule number 4 is need for nothing but ask for everything.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna ask for your help, but I don't need your help. If you say no, it doesn't. Just I'll find a way. I promise.
For sure. And I just feel like that's super important, bro, because you never want to be dependent on other people to help you like bring your vision to life. I think a lot of people really get crippled by that and really get stuck because even if it's that they're not like self-sufficiency isn't the problem, then confidence may be the problem. So I feel like a lot of
That's
people,
real.
a lot of people run into that, but never been an issue with you. Never been an issue since I know you.
You don't know that.
True.
It could have been.
True. Might have been just presented in a certain way.
And that's my point exactly.
Gotcha.
Like that's back to the fear shit. Was just like even if I was scared, I just wasn't gonna show nobody I was scared.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real. Do you find it easy to be vulnerable as an artist?
It's easy when no one's listening.
Fair.
Like starting out, it's just like you just making music for your homies. Like, who cares? But then when you realize that someone in Australia found out about some deep ass verse that you rapping about with your family problems, it make you think about like, damn, I'm kind of wilding.
Right.
Like, it make you take a step back. Wait, what was the question?
No, it was essentially, do you find it easy to be vulnerable? But more so, if you're talking about that reception of it after a certain point, I'm gonna imagine that you don't necessarily have a regret. But when you take that step back, is there ever I need to hold back in future versions?
No, I've definitely said some wild shit, and then I asked the homies like, "Hey, am I wilding?" And then they'll be like, "Low key, yeah," or they might be like, "Man, you a rapper, bro. Like, this is kind of what come with it." There's been times where we mixing a song, and I might be like, "Hey, Tuck, can you just bleep that part out?" And then we get the final mix back, and I'm like, "It sounds better with it." Fuck it.
You gotta let it roll.
Let it rock, man. They gonna hate me, bro. It's cool, man.
But no, I can only imagine the process, bro. But I mean, I just imagine as more time goes on, you get more comfortable with it, or you just get more comfortable with whatever the vision or message is of that particular song or project or whatever the case may be. So I'm sure it can change depending on circumstance or context, but as long as like vulnerability ain't really an issue from jump, I guess it ain't.
Yeah,
really
I'm a runner. Like I'm an open book. Like if you know me as a person, like you know, to a fault, I'll be like, "Hey, what you want to know, gang?" Like, but to that point, for me, it's important to create as freely as possible.
Yeah.
Like even you just see me, like I'll just freestyle, hum. Like I don't care. Now, what will I put out?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, after the create part is done, and I'll be just thinking about marketing, okay, I might have to think about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you kind of, from that, I have to detach myself from the reaction.
Okay.
Cause I can drop my most vulnerable shit, and then like, bro, that shit is ass.
Damn.
But I just gotta be okay with like, no, I fuck with this.
Right.
Like I'm standing on that. You know what I'm saying? So.
No, that's real. I feel that.
Yeah.
So you got Nowhere Fast, and that's 2023. So then we moving through. What's this back half of 2023 like after that release, and then how did you come into 2024? Like, where did you feel like you were as an artist? How were you even feeling about your journey, like at that point in time?
Man, that back half of 23 was bananas. That shit was crazy.
Good way,
you gotta
bad
think
way?
about it in all the ways. Bro. You gotta think about it, bro. Like, I went to Harvard. So it was like August, I went to Harvard. I got back. We do Instinct video. I dropped late to class. I opened up for IDK when he was in Chicago. Then I did my own headline show, sold it out. This is all happens in like 3 months.
Crazy.
So it was just like I had a lot of energy
Right.
around me.
Yeah.
Like a lot of heads turning, a lot of phone calls, a lot of hello. I'm like, is this a scam? But it was fun. But also I had some like tough family things going at the time, so it was just like you got to find a way to balance that,
For sure.
you know. And at the end of it, bro, we was going hard, bro. Like all of November, press, I did like 2-3 shows before the interviews, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna take like a month to just like rest a little bit,
Right.
lock in, reset. But I really couldn't because opportunities kept pouring in, and they was like good opportunities, and I had to like really think about like, I could say no, I could have my month, everything could be okay, or I could strike while the iron hot.
Got to.
So I did that, and then that was the whole year. I never got to sit down.
So that was just all through, even like
All
the first half of
24, bro. We started off event with Juggernaut, different like sponsorship, that led to that. We did the pop up, we did the installation, I did the yearbook, we did merch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, and I looked up, and it was August, and we was like, let's go on tour. I was like, fuck it. Did that. I literally feel like I just got back from tour, so it was like that.
I was gonna say, was that one tour? Or was it like two kind of like separate tours, or like mini tours that you?
Man, I'm glad you asked that. I wanted it to be like all one tour and just in 3 cities. I was like, with Henry, but I just couldn't get all the dates locked in quick enough. Like planning a tour is difficult.
I can only imagine, bro.
It's like it's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is I travel with my music, and I have people hear my shit all over the country. So that was the point. LA, Chicago, KC, Dallas, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Probably some more shit I'm forgetting about, but yeah.
What's your favorite part about touring?
Like family dinner.
Okay.
Like we in the car all day, like you know what I'm saying. Tour isn't always 100% glamorous. It's fun though. Like I love touring.
Yeah.
I really think I'm built for that shit. But when we all eat together,
yeah,
it just like the sense of community and family it gives me is like fun. And then performing, of course.
For sure. That's real. What's your favorite memory like at one of your concerts? Like, was it a fan in the crowd like knowing a whole verse, or was it just the reaction or the pop you got like at a particular place? Like, what's one?
Okay, you want the long story or the short story?
Well, you do the long story, bro. That's cool.
Atlanta was crazy.
I heard. Namesake said.
Atlanta was crazy because we had to drive there from Dallas the night before.
Jeez.
So we left Dallas at like 2 a.m. My homie Sage didn't sleep. We get to Atlanta like 3:30, 3:50. My sound check is at 4.
Jeez.
So we go straight to sound check. I got on the same shit I had on in Dallas. Like niggas ain't showered, brushed their teeth. Like we was thugging. I get off sound check. I'm like, I bet. We hungry. Gotta go to our prospective places to shower, whatever. I'm not gonna say too much, but for whatever reason, my situation fell through last minute.
Okay.
So now it's in Atlanta, traffic is bananas.
Jesus, yeah.
So now it's like 7:30. I'm still wearing the same clothes. Like I still haven't eaten. I called Q like, bro, drop 6 wings for me right now, bro. It's an emergency. I need this. He was like, bro, I got you. Boom. Grab the wings. Open them up. In the green room, everybody grabbed the wings. I was like, fuck, come on. We all just grab them because we all hungry. Like,
right.
We all live in the same life right now. And I showered at the venue showers.
Okay.
venue showers are not always luxurious,
Right.
as you could imagine. I'm not gonna say this one was not luxurious. I'm not gonna say it was luxurious either. Just know I had to make some sacrifices. So, I'm in the shower, and I can hear the opening act like on stage. Like I'm in the water, and I can hear her drummer. Thank you, Atlanta. And I was like, I have to be on stage in like 5 minutes. So at that point, it was just a rat race, bro. It was crazy. Lena came, ironed my shirt for me while I was doing my skincare routine. Shit was crazy. But we got on stage on time,
Right.
and it was like by far the best performance. Like the energy was great, the crowd was great. I performed Champagne, which I haven't performed. I hadn't performed a year. I hadn't performed that song in like 3 years before that. So I was like, bro, low-key don't know the words to this. But I was just like, y'all not lit enough. Start the song over. It just was like a really good time, really good energy. Like being able to afterwards, like be at the merch booth and like take pictures with people.
Yeah.
Like my girl's like, let's do a TikTok. So I like TikTok dances and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was fun. It was fun.
For sure. That is a crazy ass story, bro. But low key, that's low key like it seems like that's the best experience. Sometimes like when you're back against the wall, like, you know, no more time on the clock and you just gotta make shit happen. That's where the energy comes from. That's where it's just like it's really like, fuck it. We just making this happen. However this come out, all I got is energy for you. So we just gonna ride that and let it happen. But no, that's what's up. Okay. So you toured, you had basically a huge 24. Honestly, if we looking at the timeline you just gave us, for the last about 15, 16 months, you really just been firing on all cylinders.
Bro, for real.
Does anything in you say, no, I really need to like give myself this like month of nothing, or I really need to take this step back, whether it be for like your own like sanity, or do you just feel like, no, like I'm just in it, I'm good, we rolling, whatever punches come, I'm taking them, and the iron too hot right now, I can't pass up good opportunities, and I just gotta ride this momentum. Do you feel like you torn?
I got 3 answers.
Okay.
One is like, I have a constant mind state of like, sink or swim.
Okay.
Like either you is or you ain't.
Is that another rule?
Nah.
Okay.
It's just an idea, right?
For sure.
The second thing being, I did take some time for myself. Right after tour, I went to Florida. It was 80 degrees. You know what I'm saying? I got my toes in the sand.
Right. And
I just reflected, rested, you know. And I was like, niggas kind of bored. I'm like, it's time to get back to it. So, and that's why we're here right now. Like,
for sure.
That is this. I'm like, okay, it's winter break. Niggas got like 2 weeks.
Right.
Let's do it again.
For sure. So what we cooking up? What's going on?
You know.
You ain't gotta give me too much, you know, but just the process, the direction you feel like you headed in.
I'm in a new era.
Okay.
Like I'm closing the book on the school era. Okay. It was fun, you know.
Right.
I graduated top of the class.
Got you.
And I'm very excited about what I'm building right now.
Okay. Where do you feel like you've seen the most growth as an artist?
My voice.
Like more so like your confidence in your voice, or like your literal like actual like voice? Okay.
Like my confidence in my voice, but also just like the way I'm using it.
Got you.
Like I'll do something and be like, just like, oh damn, I
surprise yourself.
Like, I didn't know I had that bag. Okay, I ain't bad. And then like from there, like it multiplies back on the confidence. Now I'm doing it on purpose. Now I'm like, when I'm making songs, I have the intention of like, bro, I got like 4 or 5 different voices I could approach this with. Like, let me mix them in, and you know, it's just fun.
That's real.
I like making shit. You know.
You do like making shit, and you do like doing cool shit with your homies. That's been one of your biggest things. What is it like to know that like you're having this success and you're doing all these amazing things, but you're also getting to do them and choosing to do them with your homies? Yeah.
Bro, that mean the world, bro, because most Chicago niggas don't like new niggas, bro.
Damn. Okay.
I don't know what it's like in Milwaukee.
The scene definitely ain't the same. I can tell you that. The scene ain't the same. But we got that support issue too. Like artists don't necessarily support each other, and sometimes it depends.
Not even on like some support shit.
Just
like,
on some just don't like them.
Like on some like cultural, like we can be cliquey as a city, not just industry wise, but just like as a people. Like we like who we like, we with who we with,
right?
And we don't know who we don't know. And niggas not going out their way to know new niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's besides the point. Because I really want to say question. Doing it with the homies is beautiful because I've always done it with the homies. I was doing it with the homies when we wasn't on tour.
Right.
When I wasn't getting the success, or when I wasn't getting those clicks or whatever this success metric was like to you. I was doing it with them because that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So to me, that's just what makes the most sense.
That's right.
Like even you, like mentioned Namesake earlier. Like I remember me and Namesake did a show in KC in like 2017.
Damn.
So it was just like for us to like come back and do it at that level. It's just like, bro, like,
yeah,
we doing this shit.
Yeah, no, that's definitely lit, bro. I just always think that's a cool aspect. I think it's dope whenever, like you said, whenever the people who you started out like doing shit with, you still doing shit with them, and you can like through all the stages the same people was there. I just feel like that's the most beautiful way the journey can look. What is the thing that you're most proud of since our last conversation? So in the last 4 or 5 years, what is the thing you're most proud of?
Yeah, that's a good question. I do a lot of cool shit.
You do a lot of cool shit.
I'm gonna just name all of them.
That's cool.
The yearbook is crazy.
The yearbook.
That's bananas.
Insane.
I locked myself in my room for 3 days and just designed it. And I was like, damn, my niggas just made a book. Shit is crazy.
Yeah.
The short film, the documentary.
Yeah.
The fact I even got to do the shit with the marching band, like the fact that I pulled that off, niggas not doing that.
They are not. No, that's real.
It's like,
yeah,
I've done it, and then Beyonce did it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm one of those Beyonce. I'm just saying like, it's not a thing that like, oh, this is like a path that like,
right.
You wouldn't even know how to go about doing that shit.
Right.
So just the fact that we did it, I was like, bro, this is insane.
Yeah.
Then it turned it into a short film. Then for that short film to be nominated in film festivals and da-da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot, bro, and that's just the beginning of the list, though. Like that's the crazy part.
It's just like I can't even do like a year recap because if I go back to my like camera roll and go through each month, I'm like, bro, every month we was doing something.
Yeah,
and or it was like a moment, like a bro, we just left the room, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it was just like, but yeah, the yearbook. The film, and honestly, bro, as a rapper, you kind of have to, but I really enjoy my music.
That's real.
Like, I'm proud of everything I put out. Like, I listen to my shit, not like once it's out for real, but like when I'm working, like I listen to the songs. Like it's therapeutic for me. I make music I want to hear. So
yeah,
for sure.
That's real. That man, yeah, that's what's up. I think my favorite thing I saw you do was the installation you did. I think.
See, I just forgot about that. That shit was insane.
That was crazy. That's I said, insane, nah, this is next level, bro. I said, this is next level.
Niggas was chopping down wood for real. Like it's crazy. Shout out to Olu for that. But yeah, and it, even like when we had it at Shoe was upstairs and everyone came, then we had the what's it called? A panel. It was fire,
bro. Yeah, no, that was one thing I saw. I'm like, oh yeah, no, he's
different.
He's taking it to the next level. There are not new artists taking these type of leaps and this, that, and the third. But like you said, bro, that iron was just hot. It's just like it just seemed like everything made sense. Like there was nothing that I saw you do in the past year that wasn't like sound about right.
Right.
It tracks. This is the path that he's on. Last question is a spin on the question that
what makes you qualified?
Yeah, but it's like what makes you more qualified. So you already answered you're qualified, right? So we already.
What did I say?
Man, I don't have all of it written down. No,
I had to be bullshit.
honestly, it was something short and simple, bro. You said it was something like simple, like bro. It was a one liner. That much I know. It was a one liner.
I was about to do the same here. So ain't too much change.
I was weak, but no, like more qualified in the sense that, like, man, like I feel like you're already qualified because, like, that's why you're on the platform. But
Right.
even looking from the last time we talked to now and everything that's happened in between, like, what's been keeping you going? What's been pushing you to continue to just keep trying to attain whatever the level of success is that you deem the destination? What makes you even more qualified to continue this journey and keep making it greater than what it already is?
I know why I'm doing it.
Gotcha.
Like, I'm not doing it for a reason that is like would crumble under any like adversity or pressure, or like, I know why I'm doing it. It's bigger than me. It's
Right.
bigger than rap.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So there's not an option for me to like not do it.
that's real.
That's my responsibility to the calling.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Did you have a question? You said it was a question, or was that just within?
It was within like, have you also had that experience with the motivational speakers?
I have.
And you know what two stories I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, the same.
With the nigga holding him in the water.
He
wanted to breathe.
And it's like, it's so dramatic, and I mean, I feel you. I get what you're getting at,
Yeah.
but come with something different.
I just feel like you can talk to niggas like if I was talking to 14-year-olds, I would just talk to them because I was 14 once and be like,
Right.
I know what y'all niggas think about. Like,
Yeah,
I know
I've been there.
y'all playing 2K. I get it. Like, you know, I like 2K too. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
I just give them some perspective,
for sure.
because it never really like hit me. I'd be like, y'all niggas kind of talking over us, and I'm really talking to us.
That's real.
You might be hyped for the next practice, but that's about it.
That's fair. But nah, man, it's been crazy to see this journey from the last time I interviewed you to now, and I can only assume and guess and imagine what 2025 will hold for you, bro. But I'm thankful and appreciative for you being open to doing this interview again, man. For me and for this brand, I think it's great to be able to have these pit stops along people's journey, and I just hope that, like, if it's anybody from my audience that isn't aware of you or that isn't tapped in with you, I'm hoping that I'm bringing more people to your talent and your story, man. So in whatever way or whatever role, you know, I can have in just helping you achieve what you want to achieve, that's what I'm hoping this does, man. But again, I thank you for taking the time to do this, bro. And yeah, if y'all are not tapped in for whatever odd reason,
Now would be the time.
now would definitely be
Now would be the time.
the time. You've already missed out on a lot, but it's okay. You can catch up. You just don't want to miss what's going to happen next. But until then, until next time, we'll catch y'all on the next episode, man. Peace.
Nigga,
My God.
appreciate you, bro.
For sure.